Hey y'all, it's Andrea. I am super excited for today's video. So if you've been hanging around for any more than 5 minutes, you know that I love travel. I love to talk about it. I love to go places. I love adventures. And specifically, I love when I can go on a super rad trip on a budget. So I sat down with my friend Jessica, who travels with me quite a bit. She loves to travel the same way I do, on a budget and often. So we decided to take questions on Instagram and host a live Q&A, taking any questions that were travel related, but specifically within the realm of budget. We had a lot of stuff. We talked for a long time. This video is just the film version of it. I recommend you listen to it like you would listen to a podcast. If you want, you can sit and watch us. I don't recommend sitting and watching us. We're not that exciting people. We're just sitting in a room. But you probably will get some good information from it if you just put it on while you're driving or while you're cooking dinner and listen to it like you would listen to a podcast. So I'm going to quit blabbing on. Without further ado, here is the Q&A with Jessica.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, we're live. Are you guys ready for this?
Live.
Because I'm not. Okay,
Yeah.
So basically we wanted to do a live video, and let me tell you why we wanted to do a live video. Because I was doing one of my favorite things in the entire world the other day, which is I was researching trip things. I was like looking at trip things.
For Hawaii.
Yes, for Hawaii, for our next trip. And so I was reading like blog posts and all this stuff about Hawaii, and I found this girl's blog post, and she was like telling everybody all about her time in Maui, and I was like, oh, this is so great, and I'm reading it, and she gets to the bottom, and she has like the price of like how much she spent on her trip to
Like
Maui.
a full trip budget.
Yeah, it was like Maui trip budget, and it said $7,500, and I was like, this is why people don't travel.
Yeah.
Because they think that you have to spend $7,500 on your trip to Maui, which is not what we're spending.
Yeah,
So-
no, not even combined.
No.
Like not even.
We're like-
it's less than that total.
Yeah.
And we're splitting it.
I don't spend that much on travel a year.
Ever.
Like,
yeah, no.
that's insane.
Yeah, I think not even in a full year.
yeah. So we wanted to hop on live really quick, and all these people are joining us. Yeah, I think cool people are like,
Hi, Laura.
cool people are like, oh, I'm waiting for like my people to get on. I'm like, oh, I forgot about waiting for people to get on the live, but it's
You know
fine.
what? You can rewatch it.
It's
24
fine.
hours.
Oh, look at all the fun people joining. Okay, so hey, Chelsea and Courtney's here, and Morgan Patton's here. What's up, sis? So we posted last week and asked if anybody had questions about travel stuff, and I got a lot of responses, which I'm really excited to tackle. And then Instagram went out the other day.
on the fritz.
Like, what? Instagram went out. Okay, so here we are. It's Sunday night. We're talking about the travel tips. So we're just going to rock and roll because we have a lot of questions.
There's a lot.
And we can talk a lot. So it's going to be good. Okay, first question was, what is your favorite city to visit, or what's your favorite place you've traveled to and why?
There's so many.
I know.
There's so
You travel more
many.
than me, so like.
Well, it's hard because every city is different in its own right.
Yeah.
Like favorite city, the one I get most excited. I love visiting New York City, but it's definitely not my favorite place.
I've been to New York City before, so
which blows my
like,
mind.
I know, it's ridiculous.
But like right now, I'm all hopped up on South America, which you know. So
Yeah.
like favorite city first come to mind is like Peru, and like Cusco, Peru.
Okay, well, I've never been to Peru, but it's fine. I think, honestly, which maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I think possibly my favorite trip that I've ever taken anywhere was to Banff.
Oh yes,
Like, Banff was one of my favorite
That was a
places
city.
I've ever been. Like, yes. And I think the best part about that trip is that Andrew and I didn't really know each other very well. I mean, we did by the time
when we booked though, we didn't know each other at all.
we were like kind of strangers, and so yeah, we just went to Canada and we had a blast. And
Yeah.
I think part of the reason was because we had no idea what to expect, and so when we got
Right,
there, like,
there was none. There was no expectations.
yeah.
I remember being distinctly like, I don't know this girl that well.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk on the flight, or is she like the read on the flight? Like read on the flight time? Like, I had no. Whereas like now, obviously, this is what we talk all the time. But I had like no idea. What we were gonna
It was
do.
so fun though. That was
It was awesome.
That was probably my favorite place that I've been to.
Oh yeah,
so far.
that was. See, but that's the thing though. You can't compare Banff and New York City. There's no.
Yeah.
They're completely different.
Well, and I feel like I think you can compare like mountain places. So, like,
you can compare Banff and Boulder.
Yes. Like,
Banff.
if you have a choice between Colorado and Banff, you should go to Banff every time.
Yeah.
I mean, Colorado's great too, but, you know, just saying.
Banff takes more planning. Colorado's good for a last minute situation, for sure.
Yeah. So that would probably be my favorite place that I've traveled to. And I think the reason why it was one of my favorite places was because it was just like so stinking pretty. Like it was beautiful.
Insane. It was insane. It was one of the times I was like, this can't actually be. Like we're looking at Moraine Lake or Lake Moraine, however I don't remember how you say it.
Some people corrected us.
We don't know how to say
it the wrong way. Y'all can just chillax. It's fine.
But it looks like a Hawaiian Punch reservoir. Yeah. That's what it looks like. Like it does not look like water. It looks like that's what they store the Hawaiian Punch. And you're like, it
was so beautiful. It is really one of those places that like you have to go to really understand how great it is. So 10 out of 10 recommend Banff. Okay.
Definitely go there.
The next question was, what were the most expensive and least expensive trips you've ever taken? I would say most expensive for me was Iceland, probably.
Okay. China was a little more than that.
Yeah, but you were in China for a long time.
I was in China for 10 days.
Yeah, and we were in Iceland for like 6-7-ish.
Trying to think of one time I went to Europe with my mom.
That was also
with your mom.
Long.
It was we were there for over 2 weeks. Yeah. So that was expensive. Yeah. But most expensive on the curve of like days and money. That like however that's a
per day. Like how much you spent per day.
Probably was Iceland.
Yeah. Iceland was expensive because Iceland's an island in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the ocean.
So everything has to be brought there.
Yes. So everything like
and we booked late.
Yeah. But gas is like $7.50 a gallon, I'm pretty sure.
It was high.
Yeah.
It was high.
So that's why it's really fun to travel.
Yeah. What we did was a road trip. So like the gas price is very relevant.
Yeah. So like going on trips with other people is super key. And I think that's kind of the key to traveling cheap, at least in our experiences, because like if we go on a trip together, then we're splitting like the rental car, we're splitting the Airbnb.
In some cases, we're splitting the flights.
Yeah,
because
you have companion pass.
Hello.
Pretty much. Companion pass. God bless Southwest.
I'm kidding.
But if you travel with other people and you can split things, I feel like that's the key to traveling cheap.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying for everything by yourself, then you're going to be short.
It's a lot.
So
it's a lot. Least expensive. Has to be somewhere that I've driven.
Yeah.
And stayed with someone.
Yeah.
Like, by far, the least expensive is whenever you pay for your flight with points or you drive, and then you stay with someone when you get there. Yeah. So any combination of that has to be my least expensive.
Yeah. Although I think for somewhere that I still think, like, not to talk about Banff again, but Banff was really cheap.
That was really
for like
cheap.
a trip where we bought.
That was less than $100 a day. For everything. Flights, like everything. That was really cheap.
Yeah. For flying and not staying with anybody, that was the cheapest place that we've been. So 10 out of 10 recommend going to Canada. It's great. Love the place.
Banff is the best.
Hallelujah for Canada. Okay. Tips for traveling with camera gear.
We got a lot of questions.
Yeah. So people ask tips for traveling, how to travel with camera gear efficiently.
Veronica's short answer is yes.
Oh, yeah. Veronica asked, do you use Southwest credit card for points? So
I use two.
Yeah. Andrea loves credit cards. She just got me on the credit card.
Okay. That makes it sound like I have credit cards.
No.
I love credit cards if you're responsible enough to handle them.
Yes.
I have 2 Southwest credit cards.
I was the girl who like had to do the Dave Ramsey's financial piece before graduating high school. So I didn't get a credit card. I know. I didn't get a credit card until like 2 years ago. But we both just got, Southwest had a credit card like special. I don't know.
Yeah, like a promotion.
Yeah, like a promotion.
Yes,
a promotion. And then you got the card, and if you spent a certain amount of money in the first 3 months, then you would get a companion pass and 30,000 points. Right?
Which is, but that's really common for airline cards. So don't sign up for one if they're not having a sale like that. Like if it's just like get our card, don't wait until there's like a earn our card and get 70,000 points, because that's so common.
Right. So a companion pass means that like I can buy a plane ticket and then I can have Andrea as my companion and she flies with me for free.
So it's like tack on to her.
Yeah.
So our flights are half the price now too.
The cost of it.
Yeah.
Which is what we did for our flights to Maui. So our flight per like when I bought my flights, they were $516, but then anyway, whatever. Then we split them.
Yeah.
And so then it ended up being $258 a person. Clutch.
We're okay with that. We're pretty okay with that.
Yes, 10 out of 10. Veronica said, okay, sorry if this is weird, but do you use them in your business name? So
Well, that's why I have two.
yeah.
I have two Southwest cards. One is a Premier Business, and one's just a Priority card. So I have a personal and a business card, both through Southwest.
Yeah. I just have a personal card with Southwest right now.
But you do have a business credit card.
Yes.
Like not debit, like an actual that she's earning.
Yes.
Some
so
sort
I
of
can
cash
use
back on.
well, I can use points for like airline miles and that kind of stuff too. So I would do both if I was you. But my Southwest credit cards is just personal, but just kind of depends. But I think the Companion Pass special was just for a personal card.
It was just for personal, but they had a really good one for business too. Like they upped the typical. During that time.
So moral of the story is wait until they have like promotional things going on with the credit cards.
With any airline. That's not just Southwest.
Yeah.
Like literally Delta, American, United, all of them. Wait.
Yep.
Any credit card. They always have promos.
10 out of 10 for the airline credit cards. We've been thinking about getting on for travel. Oh, yeah, I would get one for travel and out-of-town weddings. Like, I would get a business credit card
for everything.
Yeah, because you can...
Doesn't matter what you spend it on. If it's an airline credit card, you don't spend it on airline stuff.
Just pay it off. Just like don't spend more money than you have, and you'll be
All
good.
of a sudden,
that is a great
financial
way to live
lesson.
your life. Yes.
Let's
talk about money. I love talking about money. Okay, tips for traveling with camera gear. Okay, how to travel with camera gear efficiently. What gear do you bring? What bag do you use for your gear? I love backpacks.
Yeah, we have the same backpack. We have the same everything, but we have the same
I was wearing
camera
this
backpack.
jean jacket earlier today, but my jean jacket. Not the same one.
We have the same.
Yeah, so we love backpacks. Those are really like handy for gear.
Mm-hmm.
We had the same one from Amazon that was like $80, right?
Which, for non-photographers watching, that's a really cheap camera backpack. Like they range, I would say the range is like $200 to $250. This one was only $75.
Yes.
That's a very cheap camera backpack.
Yes.
I want to justify that.
Yeah,
so that's why
super
cheap.
The same one because Andrew was like, I just got this backpack for $75, and I was like, oh, so did I.
Yeah, because it's really nice, and honestly, it can hold almost all of our gear.
Yes,
especially for travel, but even almost all of it for wedding days, which is super nice.
So when we travel, usually we'll take. It kind of depends on where we're going. So like for Iceland, when we just packed in backpacks. So each of us, like, I had a backpack, Andrew had a backpack, and Ashley had a backpack, and then we had a backpack for just equipment. And pretty much on all of our trips, we'll take the Mark IV.
Always one Mark IV, a 35.
Mm-hmm.
70
and the 70 to 200.
70 to 200.
So we'll take
a drone.
Yeah,
a drone.
Gotta have a drone, people. Come on. So that is like the standard, and probably when we go to Hawaii, that's what we'll take.
Well, and then I always tack on more because I do vlog style. So I always bring.
Oh, that's right.
I always bring a Mark IV, which for like B-roll footage, and then I always have my little Sony RX. If you're a camera junkie, RX 100 Mark VI. It's amazing. It's expensive, but it's amazing. I just got a GoPro.
Yes.
So I'll be bringing the GoPro 07 Black in Hawaii, which will be dope.
Yeah.
Always a drone.
Yeah. I think I might rent underwater housing for Maui, but for my we'll actually see how expensive it is and then report back on that one. But I think it would be so fun.
And then always some sort of mic. Just always some sort of road mic. We pack a road mic.
Yeah, because then like if you go somewhere that has waterfalls, like you can get some like waterfall audio or like the rain falling, which is really cool if you're doing videos. Obviously it doesn't matter if you're just doing photos, but I would say like if you're gonna travel somewhere, I would have a camera body and a wide lens, like a 35. Yep. If you can only bring one lens, that's what I would do.
Well, the one lens I always bring a 24 to 70.
That's true. I don't have that.
I always bring my 24 to 70 f2.8. I bought it solely for travel. I hardly ever use it for weddings. And that's like my wide lens go-to when I travel. Camera gear efficiently.
There's not really an efficient way to get
There's not. The airport sucks.
But I do think that like having it all in the backpack is really like
it helps.
Yes.
It certainly helps. Don't put it in your check bag. That's not basic knowledge, but don't do that.
But also like don't bring more than you need.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say try to like keep it as minimal as possible when you're traveling with camera equipment. But obviously like bring the drone, bring the bring the fun things. Don't like skimp so much that you're not bringing the good stuff, but also like don't bring every lens you own. That's just excessive.
Yes.
And I've done that before because I'm I used to be a chronic overpacker, and I have since renounced my ways. And one time I went to Iceland in just a backpack, which is a big deal for me. So
that's funny.
We're still working on it, but it's good. Okay, So, how do you know when the best rates to fly are? And how do you get cheap tickets?
The same way I get everything cheap in my life. I am always shopping for stuff. So
always looking at flights, but also I think the biggest
there's actual practical tips. For
yes. So I think like one of the biggest keys is like what you can't do if you're wanting cheap flights is be like, I am going to Maui on these dates, and then you just go and you search for flights those dates, and you magically find like cheap plane tickets. Like
we don't make them appear. Like we're not good at just making cheap flights appear. That doesn't happen for us.
Yeah, what we do is we talked about going to Hawaii for months.
For a long time. Like it was like as soon as Southwest announced that they might start opening up routes to Hawaii, it was like we were checking every day. For them to start.
So we've been waiting for this for forever. Yeah. And we're waiting for them to fly to Maui for forever, and then like their credit card offer special promotion, whatever, came out, and we were like, oh my gosh, we know they're gonna start flying to Hawaii this year, and we want to go, and we know that it's like a more expensive place to go, and so having like the companion pass would be huge, and so we did that, and then they announced their flights, and I was at prison, so I didn't have my phone
her
on.
like, hey, they're here. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm like, because you can't take your phone into prison. And so I get out, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, they launched your flights. And so I called her.
On the way home.
Yeah, I called you on the way home, and we, like, talked through days and stuff. And I was like, okay, let me, like, get to my computer and that kind of stuff, look at my calendar and make sure I can find, like, dates around weddings and stuff. And then we just went on the, like, low fare calendar on Southwest's website and just picked the lowest days to fly. So I think we're going the 20th through the 26th.
8th.
26th. I have a disappointment on the 28th.
You know what? That's that was our Iceland dates. Yes. Which is why I'm thinking of that. Yeah. Okay. That's totally
so. Anyway, I would say the biggest tip to finding cheap flights is being flexible with your travel dates, which I know is really hard for people to do. And I know it's hard when you're not your own boss. But it is kind of the way to get cheap tickets, in my opinion.
I mean, and if you think about it, if you're going on a week-long trip, no matter what, from work, you're going to have to take off at some time. Yeah. So take off when the flights are cheap.
So, yeah, I mean,
like, even if you're not self-employed.
Yeah, it kind of depends on, like, I've never actually had, I worked at the library for 6 months one time, so I've never really had, like, a boss. So, but, like, my thing is, like, can't you book the tickets and then go to your boss and be like, I need these, like, these are the dates I need off?
We know nothing about PTO. I didn't even know what PTO was. Like the acronyms, paid time off. Did you know what that meant? I didn't know what that meant.
I just learned that now.
I learned it like in China, and they were all like, "Oh, I had to take PTO." I'm like,
"Yeah, I think I didn't know what that was."
I like didn't know. Yeah, I had no idea.
The self-employed life. Hello.
Hey, I thought I had a few more. As far as like cheap tickets, we use Skyscanner. I use Skyscanner. It's an app. For sure, download it. I always check Skyscanner and Southwest because Southwest isn't on Skyscanner. A very rare.
Southwest,
you'll see them occasionally.
Yeah, they're not. They're also not on Google Flights, which is usually where I look for my flights too.
Okay, I don't check Google Flights. I always check Skyscanner and Southwest. Southwest, you're not always going to find the cheapest. You might find the cheapest, but normally like Frontier will be them out.
Also, another like random thing: if you're flying for weddings with equipment, and you have to bring like extra equipment that can go in like a checked bag. So let's just say you need to bring checked bags. Sometimes flying Southwest is cheaper than flying a different airline because you're going to be paying for your checked bag. So just like thinking through all those things, sometimes
like legit, like actual logistics.
Yeah, because sometimes everybody's like, I got my ticket with Frontier, and I'm like, cool. How many checked bags do you have to get?
Like,
it's
even just a carry-on.
Yeah,
Frontier.
Yeah. So it can just be
do the math.
Weird. Yeah. So just be careful with that. Especially with flights that now like don't let you have a carry-on sometimes, like just let you have a personal item. That gets tricky real quick. So just kind of keep an eye out for those things because it can be a little bit of an illusion that something's actually like cheap.
Southwest quick tips: first last flight of the day are usually your cheapest options. They're also your best bang for your buck on your points. So I always know that. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I always calculate how much my points were worth whenever I book flights because I'm a nerd. So first, last flight of the day are always your cheapest, and then Tuesday, Thursday.
Yes.
So
the other thing I would say is that you can't necessarily, if you want to travel cheap, which is how we always wanted to travel because we don't have a ton of
$7,500.
Yeah.
On Hawaii.
Yeah. What the Like literally, who's like, oh, sorry, my budget for Maui is $7,500. Okay. That's fine. I'm happy for you, but that's not what our 22-year-old selves have. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say that don't have your heart set on a specific place in particular. So like,
or dates or anything.
Yeah.
Flexibility is key.
Yeah. So like, we didn't know we wanted to go to Banff until there were plane tickets going to Banff that were really cheap, and then I was like, want to go to Banff? You know. So it's not really necessarily like one of those things that you set your heart on a place and then you just search for the flights and they just appear really cheap. Like you really have to be flexible. I think that's the biggest part of flying, traveling, whatever.
Yeah. Anything cheap.
Yes. Okay. Best travel apps.
Skyscanner, Southwest, Airbnb.
Yes. I love
Airbnb app is clutch. Yelp.
Oh, that is where you find all the good food places. I love Yelp so much.
Just today, I was doing this is going to sound really funny coming out of me, because to Jessica, people who don't know me won't think anything of it, but like, I was planning a trip, which is insane, because I don't ever plan anything.
Yes. Where do you never
I was making an itinerary, which doesn't even sound comfortable on my tongue. No. So there's this it's not an app. It's like a website called Google My Maps. They don't have an app for it yet. Google make an app for it. And basically you can punch in all the places you want to go on your map, and it shows up as pins, and then an obvious, like, okay, we'll do these things this day, that thing that day. And very obviously a route starts to form.
So you can see it all on the map. Because sometimes that's the hardest part, is like figuring out.
Right.
That was the hardest part when we went to Iceland, because we went somewhere different every day and had a different Airbnb every night, because we were traveling the entire country.
Right.
It was really hard to figure out like where to stay each night and what to do, because you were like constantly moving. And so I feel like being able to visualize it like that.
It was awesome. It was so handy. And so it's called Google My Maps. It's on your computer. And then if you do it, it saves to your drive in your phone. So that's kind of, like, if you have Google Drive, it'll save on your drive. So that's kind of nice. For planning trips, that's nice. There's also like a Google Travel app, which we experimented with for a little bit.
Didn't love it.
Google stuff for game.
So yeah, Skyscanner, Airbnb. Best airline. I would say the cheapest one, but not. Like, I don't like Frontier very much unless you have you just flew Frontier.
Well,
but it was
a nonstop flight to West Palm, which no one else airline has. We were able to send our bags with our parents.
Yeah. So there was a lot of logistics
things that had to line up.
The one time I flew,
we didn't even fly home. We flew Southwest home.
Yeah. So the one time I flew Frontier, it was terrible. Personally, didn't like it. But we flew WOW Airlines last year, which everybody kind of gave them a lot of crap.
Right.
But we had a great experience with them.
We liked it.
Okay, I guess it depends on how much money you're saving, and again, how flexible you are. I also if I'm going to be a diva right now, I hate United. I do not like United. I know. I just don't like United. They nickel and dime you. I don't like.
Well, I think that's the reason why I like Southwest so much.
Yeah.
Is you're like, oh, everything's so straightforward. There's no surprise when you get it apart. Yeah. So best airline for me, especially because I have their credit card and I almost never pay for my Southwest flights, is definitely Southwest. Yeah. Within the States.
Yeah. Out
of country, all bets are off.
Yeah.
I mean, big airlines like Delta and American are fine. Turkish Airlines is dope. I'm not kidding you. It is such a good airline. If you have the opportunity to fly Turkish Airlines when you're in Europe, take it. It is cheap and so nice.
That's so fun.
The best in-flight meals I've ever, best in-flight service.
That's fascinating.
It was so good. They're going to have a plane crash tomorrow. But still, that'd be horrible. That'd be horrible. But
sketchy.
That's an obscure, really good experience.
So Southwest, Delta, American. I don't know. American just canceled my flight. Oh well, a few months ago. I've had that happen multiple times lately. Where my flight's been canceled and pushed to the next day. That is so annoying. Okay. And that was United and American. What is better, hotel or airline credit card? We were hashing this out.
We were
before this because we were I don't know what is better. But what we landed on is that airline credit cards are better because we don't stay at hotels because hotels are more expensive than Airbnbs. So that is why. If you're a hotel person, I don't know, maybe a hotel credit card, but
yeah, I've never had one. I've always had an airline credit card.
Yeah.
I can tell you that with my airline credit cards, I pay for like never. I hardly ever pay for my flights on my airline.
Flights, but
Yeah, but you just got yours.
but you also buy, like, your business is like
True,
product
that's
based,
true.
So you spend so much money.
That's true.
So
But I still recommend the Southwest card.
yes,
For
plus
sure.
the other thing is, like, a lot of times you're traveling places that maybe that hotel isn't. Like, we don't really go to the places necessarily that are really
True.
populated by, like, the hotels.
That, and like, if I'm gonna stay in a hotel, I'm just gonna be like an annoying. Are we millennials? I don't think we are.
I don't think we are, but
We're like on the
I
cusp.
identify as a millennial.
Oh, good lord. Okay, so as an annoying millennial, if I'm gonna stay in a hotel, I'm gonna stay in like a boutique hotel. I'm not gonna stay in like a Marriott.
LOL.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna stay in an Airbnb.
Okay. First of all, they're never cheaper.
I know.
It's not like they're better.
expensive. Yeah.
That's another just all around budget tip, which I don't think we have a question for. Always get an Airbnb with a kitchen because you can save heckas on food.
Yes. I feel that about hotels.
They're just not good.
Ashland's on your level.
Okay, like hotels are good for whenever you're like, oh crap, I'm driving through Oklahoma right now. It's 11 o'clock at night and it's pouring down rain. I'm not
so
gonna camp,
like,
whip off on a Holiday Inn
One
Express.
time when I had a wedding in St. Louis and then I had to drive 6 hours to a wedding in
So we
Michigan the
stayed
next
in a
day.
hotel.
We stayed in a hotel because I didn't want to be like, oh, where's the Airbnb? How do we get in? Like, I was like, where is the...
We got there at
I
like
don't
1
know
in the
where we
morning. Like,
Yeah, like
For
the
sure.
The Hilton. I don't know.
I don't think we're that fancy.
I was like, is that
Surely it was not. I don't think it was. I don't think it was
It's fine.
Hilton.
Boutique hotels are the only option if I'm going to do the hotel life. I'm done. That's
Yeah.
it.
Kind of.
Anyway, but Airbnb is the stuff because
Especially with the kitchen.
yes, because so usually when we travel, we have a system. This is why we travel together because we have a system.
We have a system.
Well, we do because we make breakfast at home.
Yes, okay, we do have a system.
Thank you.
We have a system.
We buy food to make breakfast at home, like eggs and stuff, and then we
yeah.
pack a lunch because what is worse than traveling
Being
and
in the middle of a
adventuring?
national park and be like,
Yeah.
oh crap, I have to go out to such and such town.
No, like you
That's
want to
not
be able
gonna
to
work.
stay on your adventure and like keep going. So you pack a lunch, like
Eat a sandwich.
keep it cheap because like then you don't need a cooler and stuff. With, like,
Yeah,
packaging.
yeah.
Chips, sandwiches,
Easy lunch, easy breakfast.
granola bars, water.
Lots of water.
And then we eat dinner out.
And we like plan to eat dinner at like a nice, fun.
Yeah, like something
hip
fun. I'm for
restaurant.
sure looking it up on Yelp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
she does all the restaurant planning.
I love
Almost
food.
all of it.
So I love
I think for the first time ever, I gave you a restaurant rec the other day. I was like, hey, we should go
Oh,
try
yeah.
this stuff in St. Louis. Which is funny because that never comes out of my mouth. It comes out of her mouth all the time.
Like, we have
The
to go
rules
here.
were reversed.
So yeah, if you just like do little things like that, it really does help you save money. Because if you're buying every meal out while you're traveling, that adds up so fast.
It's
so
insane.
fast.
It's
So
food, especially in certain like travel-y, really touristy areas.
but then
are
you
insane.
can balance like having a like fun dinner and spending like I don't know $20.
Right.
Like, our tip of fun. Okay, I skipped a question. It said best, cheapest, easiest destinations coming from St. Louis.
This is funny because my sister and I talked about this for like a long time today. Today.
What?
Literally today. Today.
What?
We were mentioning like all the fun places that you can go to from St. Louis. So next week, all in 1 week, this is going to be insane. We're doing Fayetteville,
Oh yeah.
which is supposed to be dope. You know more about that than me.
I love Fayetteville. It's really fun.
Arkansas. There's like a lot of, if you Google Fayetteville, there's a lot of Fayetteville's. There's more than one. Fayetteville, Arkansas
Fayetteville,
is where I'm
Arkansas.
going next week. And then obviously Chicago. But Chicago's not super cheap to stay in. If you get a private room Airbnb, it's not bad. Supposedly, that's terrible. That's terrible English. Wow, that's not good. Indianapolis is supposed to be cool. Cincinnati and Columbus are supposed to be cool. Des Moines is like on the up and up.
I was born in Des Moines.
Apparently, it's like the hot place.
Really?
Yeah, like apparently it's really cool.
That's so fun.
And so like I kind of want to go because it's so
Okay.
close. Obviously Nashville.
Oh, Nashville's so fun.
I've never been. I'm going next week.
Oh yeah, you are going next week.
Yeah.
I love Nashville. There's lots of good places to eat there. It's so fun.
I've learned that from Pinterest.
Yes.
Thus far.
Nashville's super fun. I love Nashville.
Colorado.
Yes, Colorado.
Easy. Colorado is easy.
Mhm.
I say that like I swear it's easy.
Well, if you're coming from St. Louis, you can drive there. It's 12 hours. It's not that bad. But
It's not
there's
terrible.
also really heckin' cheap flights from St. Louis.
That's very true. Yeah, flight destinations, anywhere that you can drive is going to be cheap and easy.
But as far as flights go, Denver,
Atlanta, but like no one plays.
why would you go to Atlanta?
I don't know. Chick-fil-A headquarters. Just kidding. Oh, Louisville. Yeah, Louisville. I don't know how you say that.
I think it's Louisville.
Yeah.
With like a southern accent.
Louisville. Is that Lancaster? I don't know how to say that. It's like
Lancaster?
Yeah, that's not how you say it.
Oh.
I got corrected. It's like
How do you say, is that Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
It's not Lancaster.
Did I say it?
I can tell you it's not Lancaster.
Ashlyn's talking about.
She's talking about Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville. Yeah.
Robert is showing. And you have to say with a southern accent.
Louisville.
Thank you. I was right.
No, you're right. You're right about that. I don't know how to say that.
I don't know how to say Lancaster, Pennsylvania, because apparently that's not how you say it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Do you know where we?
Travel tips when your travel buddy can't plan months in advance because of scheduling? Kind of new one? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we can't plan we can't plan months in advance. We can't plan months. So you want to plan months in advance.
But your travel buddy can't.
Yeah, I can't either. Not because of scheduling, just because of the fact that is way too much commitment.
Well,
months, yes, but not years. Like not
months.
I know, but like August feels really far away to me.
Yeah, but I guess it just depends. Like, how big of a trip is this? Like Maui, you need to plan kind of far in advance because it's like pretty popular. Iceland was kind of that way, although we planned our trip in 3 months, which was kind of stressful, but not that bad.
Travel does anybody can't plan.
I guess just try to book it last minute-ish, but
pretty good at last minute. Travel.
Yeah, but that's kind of mostly how we travel.
That's kind of how we do anything.
People are usually like, where are you traveling next? I was like, I have no idea.
Well, it's always like, it's supposed to be, like for the longest time, it was supposed to be San Diego, but then I booked 2 or 3 before that. Yeah. So it's like,
you never know. Okay, I'm gonna skip to the Airbnb one really quick. How do you know which Airbnb place? Wow, I can't talk. How do you know which Airbnb places are good to stay at? Do you have any stories about a bad Airbnb experience and what you learned? I am a big review reader when it comes to Airbnb. Like, read the reviews, and I don't usually stay at places that only have 2 reviews unless I have
minimum 20.
A lot of
minimum 20.
Yeah, don't make sure people are giving it 5 stars. They say it's clean, that kind of stuff. And you can find places that are pretty. We just booked. I just booked an Airbnb in Port Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah. And most of the Port Angeles Airbnbs were $100 and up a night, which isn't terrible when you're splitting it, but but then I ended up getting one that was 60. Well, it was 65 for 2 people. Yeah, our guy where's he from? Switzerland?
I don't know where he's from.
I don't know.
Somewhere in Europe.
We stayed there last year.
Awesome.
He's super fun.
He's super cool.
But anyway, it was $65 a night. So $65 a night split 2 ways.
It was a private room.
So yeah, it's a private room. So you're in someone's house. Don't be afraid of private rooms. Just make sure there's good reviews.
Yes.
Read the reviews. But private rooms will save you so much money if you're willing to stay in someone's house that's a private room. I like it best when it's a private room and a private bathroom. You're not sharing a bathroom. I'm not a big fan of sharing bathrooms. But private rooms are so much cheaper than having your own space.
And they're really not that.
No.
It sounds intimidating. It's not that intimidating. Think about it. You stay in a hotel with random people on both sides you don't know. So there's no reviews on the people that you're staying next to.
People get really sketched out about it, but just don't be dumb and you could die at any time. I don't know what to tell you.
How do you know which? Okay, so there's been a few times. I shouldn't say this on
what are we talking about?
This question where I've stayed in areas that were a little bit questionable. Yeah. They weren't super questionable though. We were fine. Both times we were totally fine.
Do you remember that time? We were in Canada. We drove to our Airbnb and we saw a hanger.
It was a jackrabbit. Okay. Courtney says Humboldt Park because that's the area of Chicago that we kind of stayed in. That was maybe a little bit questionable.
Is it okay? We saw this giant rabbit.
It was hysterical.
It was a jackrabbit, but I was like,
Airbnb
oh my gosh.
also.
Okay, Courtney asks, is it weird sharing the kitchen when you have a private room?
Depends how social you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me,
also,
no.
Yeah, and then a lot of times when we have private rooms, it's like a quicker, like we're not necessarily staying.
Yeah, we don't really
super
camp
long
out
time.
at private rooms that
Yeah,
often.
so if we're not camping out somewhere for a few days, we usually don't buy groceries because
yeah.
or we'll just buy like granola bars or something.
Or peanut butter and jelly that you can literally keep in your car.
Yeah, so you don't need a kitchen for it. Whereas if we're camping out somewhere, we'll buy like eggs and sausage.
Things, deli meat, that sort of thing.
So, but if you're not, so it kind of just depends. Usually if we're like in Maui, we have our own place with a kitchen and that kind of stuff. So we're not sharing that. But it was only, I think it was only $100 a night.
Which isn't bad for Maui.
Which isn't bad, yeah, for Maui.
Another quick thing, if there is not a ton on the area, so like if you're staying in an area that you know might be questionable, mainly for big cities like Chicago, New York City, that sort of thing, that you just don't know because you're not from there, there is like you can Google like safety of this neighborhood in Chicago, and like a neighborhood watch will come up, and it'll literally grades it like A- on crime, like blah 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 on education. So like it'll like grade the whole neighborhood for everything. So it'll tell you if it's like a safe area to stay in.
And I feel like usually too, again, if you go back to the review situation, people will probably say stuff.
Most of the time they say something.
So like if somebody's been there and they felt like a little sketched out, they will probably say that in their review. Like great Airbnb experience, loved it. It was kind of in like a neighborhood that I felt a little uncomfortable in, but we were fine the whole time. Like, so
just don't be stupid.
Yeah. So like,
which is a good.
So like, have your keys when you're like going to your car, or like what just.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same as anything. Just don't be dumb.
Yeah, especially
like if you're in a place and you're like a 22-year-old girl and you don't speak the language, maybe just use your head.
Yeah, and travel with another person. That's always a good idea. Like it's always
travel with another person. Don't get extremely drunk. Like, if you're walking about another country where you're completely clueless, don't. Just be smart.
Yeah.
Just don't be an idiot, and you'll be just fine.
But overall, I don't think we've had any, like, really
I've never had any horror stories.
That one Airbnb lady left you a bad review.
Oh, yeah, I got left a bad
Because you didn't take the trash out or something?
No, because I didn't introduce myself.
Oh, she got left a bad review because she didn't introduce herself to the Airbnb host.
That's
intense.
Whatever.
Never mind.
It was a fine experience, though. It was clean. Yeah. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
I've never stayed anywhere sketch.
Stay at Airbnb, and if you want, is it like $40 off if you share your link? $40 off? I think if you guys want $40 off your first Airbnb experience, then DM me, and I'll send you my link. If
you want a place to stay in San Diego, I'll get something if you guys DM me for something in San Diego. Yeah, like the person we stayed with in San Diego had like his own. Like if they say you sent them,
come on.
And it was a dope place to stay.
That's fun.
Just saying.
That's so fun. Okay. Where are you staying in Hawaii?
In an Airbnb.
In a house. Is it
Kihei?
Kihei. So that'll be fun. I think we've never been, so we'll report back on the Maui situation, but I feel like it won't be bad. I mean, that's my general consistency. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So we're staying in Kihei, which I've heard good things about. I think it's pretty like populated, like it's very touristy.
I think it's a city, it's like a full blown.
Which we're not like super into that. Like that's nice for like getting dinner, but we'll probably leave every day.
Yeah, we're renting a car.
Yeah, and so we'll
hopefully
that's just home base, and hopefully bikes. Yeah,
we surf.
Ooh, I'm afraid I'm gonna get bit by a shark.
We snorkel.
I'll snorkel.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll maybe try surfing. I'm pretty good at boogie boarding. That is.
I think it translates really easily. I think it's
it's like the same thing. Boogie boarding, surfing,
same thing.
I'm just gonna be a professional in about a day. So we're staying in Kihei. What place are you going to next? You're going like everywhere.
I'm going a lot of places next.
What's your next big trip?
Next flying trip is San Diego.
Oh yeah, San Diego.
Jessica, you have to surf. Yeah.
All right, Courtney.
Yeah, she does.
We'll see.
Next big is San Diego.
San Diego. Then we're going to Seattle in June. Hello. I love
There's
Seattle.
a lot. The travel this summer is going to be awesome.
Your travel schedule is crazy.
It's pretty lit right now.
I don't travel that much. I just travel kind of much.
For the average person, you travel quite a bit.
Yes, but you travel like twice as much as me.
Yeah, I don't know how or why.
Her business is more mobile than mine. I have to be.
Yeah, it's extremely mobile.
How do you pick your destinations? I feel like we talked about that.
Whatever's cheap.
Whatever's cheap.
Whatever's cheap. Wherever. I do not. I have like I have a bucket list.
Yeah.
I have not been to them.
I really want to go to. First of all, if anybody has any questions, drop them here. I like how we always like.
Oh, we are actually staying in Ocean Beach, Courtney. OB's awesome. We stayed in PV last time. OB, we love.
I used to live in San Diego back in my cool days.
Back in the day. I used to live in Oceanside, California, and I live in the charming city of Wright City.
Woo! It's a party out here.
City.
It is a party. I really want to go to Austria.
That's on my short list.
I know.
I have a short list of 3 countries.
A short list.
Like
a short bucket list?
No, but like it's not my it's made like my short list. Like I have a short list and I have a long list. Austria is on the short list. Is that a thing? Is that a term? Is short list a term? It's on my short list.
The short list.
I think it might be a term.
Well, I want to go.
I'm gonna go to Austria, Slovenia, and Croatia.
That would be dope.
I know we should do
that. That would be really fun. Yes. I feel I get intimidated by planning trips out of the country because I can't speak the language. Therefore, I'm like.
They all speak English in Europe.
I know. It just stresses me out more.
Also, we're talking about bucket list. Argentina and Cape Town, South Africa.
That would be fun.
My short list right now is Austria, not in this order. I can't place the order. Argentina, Cape Town, South Africa, and Austria.
Cape Town would be legit.
Cape Town would be dope.
Yeah. I'll talk to you about that later. I have something that I want. Never mind. Okay. Planning a trip to San Fran, Northern California. Any experience or tips? Sadly.
Well, I've been to San Francisco twice, but
I haven't been.
Both times it was only for like one night. But
I
do have one tip. If you are going to San Fran, I don't know if you're going like San Fran North or like if you're willing to duck south. Carmel and Monterey is like the coolest. Like Carmel by the Sea. That's actually the name. Like if the literal name of the town is Carmel by the Sea.
You know it's good.
So need I say more? The coolest city. Like it's so cool. And then Big Sur's right there, but. That's way far. You're ducking way south if you go to Big Sur.
I feel like that'll be like depending on how long you are in certain places, it's really fun to like get out of the city that you're actually in.
Like when we go to Seattle.
Yeah, so like when we go to Seattle, we're going like way outside of Seattle. Like
we did one day downtown last time.
Yeah, I'm kind of a city person.
It's fun for a day.
Yes, and then we like to get out of the city usually.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's kind of how we usually travel. I think that's pretty much it.
There was another thing.
But I had like great thoughts.
Something about another really quick low flight tip thing for international. Check where your airports. There's another question. Check which airport you can leave out of. So like when we went to Europe, there were 3 of us going. We saved $3,000 by flying out of Chicago. Ooh. So it was more than worth driving up to Chicago. Yeah. Because, like, obviously that's super cumbersome and annoying and dumb. But, like, even if we would have flown up to Chicago, it would have been way cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, $3,000 is a lot of money. So we saved a crap load of money by flying out of Chicago instead of...
Yeah.
And to, like, check your big airports. Your big airports are mostly going to be where you're cheapest. Like, Chicago to Paris is way cheaper. Yes. Way cheaper than St. Louis to Marseille.
The other thing, too, is, like, when we booked our Hawaii flights, we booked a one-way from St. Louis to Maui, and that had a layover in Oakland. But then on the way back, we booked a one-way from Maui to Oakland, and then a one-way from Oakland to St. Louis because that was the cheapest way to do it. So we have like a really, really long layover in Oakland, but
you just gotta get crafty with it. And it's also like with anything in any time and anywhere where you buy anything, how much you're willing to sacrifice your comfort is how much money you're gonna save.
Yeah, like lose a night's sleep.
Save how much? It was insane. I didn't know if we could book. It was the flight even there.
Yeah, it was like $800 or something. So
yeah, it was nuts.
You just kind of have to like do stuff like that. Morgan asked, I'm 15, I want to travel the world with every fiber in my being. Any tips for getting a head start? I would say you're going to have a lot more freedom when you can drive, which is really soon. So that's super exciting.
Yes.
But I would just say, like, if you ever have any opportunities that pop up, like, go.
Yeah.
The first time
Don't say no.
the first time I flew by myself was when I was 16, and I went to like a photography workshop in Washington. So that was kind of like the start of my like adventures. And
things like that, you're much more likely to get your parents to say yes to.
Yes.
Rather than like, I mean, I really chill parents. So I road tripped when I was 16.
Yeah.
But that was like not.
Yeah.
I don't think most 16-year-olds.
Well, and that's road tripping when you're 16 is hard because then it's hard to get a hotel and stuff too, because sometimes they don't
slide.
LOL.
They don't actually kick you out for that.
What was I going to say though? Oh, I was going to say about rental cars. So the way that we can rent cars without young driver fees is that I have a USAA account and they'll waive young driver fees. But I just saw, so if you have any way to have a USAA account, you should do that. But I think it's called Turo, Turo.
I've also heard of Maven.
Yeah, and people, is that like people rent their cars to you?
Oh, no, Maven's just like a rental car company that doesn't have, they don't charge young drivers.
What? Okay, so there's that. But there's this one, I literally saw like a commercial for it. And like people rent their cars to you. So like that, isn't that cool?
That's dope.
I know. So that might be, yeah. Okay, thanks Joey. Turo is Airbnb for cars. That's exactly what I said. I was like, what?
What a guy.
So, super cool. And that's kind of clutch if you can't rent a car. Because, you can, but like the young driver fees are killer.
Yeah, they're pretty killer. I've never rented a car in my life.
Yeah. School trips can be really fun.
Okay, yeah. So the girl who said that, Courtney, my school is taking to school. Go
to Ireland.
Go, do that.
Yes.
Do that. Okay. So,
I'll convince your mom.
Okay.
I'll lay down.
So Morgan, me and my friend Courtney, who just commented, we did a school trip to Peru, which was so fun. They are more expensive. They do take a lot to convince. Thankfully, my Spanish teacher sat next to my mom at a bridal shower.
Yes.
And my mom was like, I think you should go to that. My Spanish teacher did all the work for me. But you should definitely go. They're really, really fun. And I think like people asked me one time, like, what started your spark for travel? And I was like, probably that trip. Like, because it was super, super fun to be that young. I think we were like 18. When did you turn 18? We were 18. I think we were 18. Yeah, because we could drink in Peru. We did. With our Spanish teacher. It was so fun. So we were 18 and like it was super cool to be that far away, learning like a culture, but in a super safe environment with like Spanish teacher. And I love group trips. We had a group.
Andrea likes people more than I do.
I love people. So. We had no one, me and Courtney joke about this all the time. No one hypes you up on Facebook like the people you went on a group trip with, okay? My Peru friends, that was 4 years ago. They still comment crazy on Facebook.
So
They're the best. They're the best.
So fun.
So
yeah. I would just say like take every opportunity you have.
Definitely go to Ireland. For sure go. Yeah. You have a lot of time to save money too. To go. So definitely go.
Babysit, do whatever you need to do.
Watch cars.
So true. Friends for life. That's
it. They're the best.
So fun. Well,
I think that's all I had.
This has been Travel Tips with Jessica and Andrea. Woo! What a party. Thanks for listening to us ramble.
A long time.
We hit all of them.
I know, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look.
I feel like I'm going to end this and I'll be like, oh my gosh, these
book through
5 things.
Hotels, book through Expedia is what I do. Expedia and booking.com. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Rock and roll. All right. Thanks, guys, for chatting, hanging. It's been real. It's been fun. Hope you have a great Sunday night. That's all I have.
I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening, y'all. If you liked that video and you liked that setup, let me know. We had so much fun making this, and we would totally be down for a round 2. So if you have more questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know if you want to see something like this again. If we do it again, it'll likely be on Instagram Live. So go ahead and follow on Instagram, and that's where you could submit your questions and also catch the live version of it. Thanks, guys.
The live is happening now.
I always get nervous when I do lives. Are you nervous?
I'm extremely nervous. Are you kidding?
Should I take the bun out? I'm nervous. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you starting with a Hawaii story?
Yeah. Cool. It's just
I like it. I like it.